Bastrop and real estate fans across the world. I've been wanting to start making some videos like this where basically I just go through the MLS and see what's selling on the market, see if we can figure out any trends. And this is how I try to learn the market. It certainly hasn't been a an easy one lately, and there's a lot of new and unheard factors. I mean, ever since COVID, things have just kind of flipped on their head. We're obviously in a down cycle right now, but let's see what sold August through now. So I'm going to go back. Let's just go back 45 days. Uh, so this is what really matters is what's selling, how long it's taking to sell, price per square foot that it's selling. You know, when someone calls me and they say, "Hey, I want to sell my home for $400,000," my two neighbors down the road both have their home sale. One's at 410, one's at 400, and I'm like, yeah, and they've been sitting on the market for 200 days. You know, whereas there's a home around the block who can comp that sold for 375. So that's what your home's actually worth. So this is just, you know, the real estate market is very imperfect. I think it's an important thing to remember. Like they talk, you read books on stock investing. They talk about having a perfect market, whereas there's essentially so many people involved, and there's so much knowledge, and there's so many people, smart people, analyzing the stock market, that like the value is what the value is. If something's a list is if something is trading at $500 a share, it's worth that. You're not going to be able to beat the market. But that's one that's not true, and it's definitely not true in real estate because real estate is a very imperfect market. There's not that many players participating in it, and the players, frankly, are not that sophisticated. So I realized this early on, right when I started in real estate, is that there's a huge spread, you know, of what one seller will sell a home for, what they're willing to accept, and then, you know, what someone else can turn around and flip it. That's why people do flipping. You know, I'm saying all this because my point is that um, it's hard to really get a grasp on the market. There's probably a at least a 10-20% variability, whereas uh, you know, someone calls me to list their home, and I look at comps, and comps are showing me that you know, it's going to sell for around $200 a square foot. Well, um, there might be one or two comps in there. You know, I have five comps showing me that. There might be one or two comps in there that's sold for 220, 240 per square foot. And like, how do you justify that? If there's so many other ones on the market, why are people willing to spend that? Well, um, there's uniqueness in real estate. Each home is unique. Each location is unique. So sometimes you might be able to beat the market as a seller and price above it. 90% of the time you won't, and it's going to end up hurting you. But sometimes you can. And then as a buyer, I'd say as a buyer, you'll find there's even more variability in that, especially a market like now, um, you can find some incredible deals. You know, it's worth putting in low ball offers in today's market. Sometimes you might be able to get something 50% under asking, under list. I've seen it. It's not super common, but I'm gonna try and plug in this camera. I got this whole new setup where I'm got my phone on the back of my laptop, so I get to use my phone camera, but it's good quality. Um, what is going on here? I don't need that. Okay, let's look at 90 days. Much easier to figure out trends, and that'll tell us inventory. So, like, I could look at Riverside Grove, and I can say there's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight plus three, 11 homes on the market. Actually, there's one there. Call it 12. Um, and over a 90-day period. So over a 90-day period, three of them sold. So 25% sold. So that would tell me that um, it's going to take you so it's going to take 190. No, yeah. Well, if over every 90 days, three sell. Then to sell all of these, it's going to take uh, another 90 times three, so 270 days to clear this inventory. Um, which is not great. But yeah, that's where the market is right now. It's not unusual for properties to sit that long. Let's see how long these were actually on. North Florida was on for 77 days. So again, like, it comes down to price, of course. Those who like, this is a great deal for a two-story. 286. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm doing pretty good. Um, on my sales. So 137 per square foot. This was on the market for 5 days. You price right, it'll sell quickly. I think they were slightly below market. They probably could have gotten 295 for that. The hell? That's not what I was. Yeah, it was crazy. Look at this. This sold for 130 in in 2009. I don't think I want to pick this up. There we go. Ooh, I bet if I open that, the light would be really good. All right. I'm going to post this, I think, on YouTube. I might share it elsewhere, but I really want YouTube to be the primary platform where I'm doing more in-depth content. So if you find this interesting, make sure you comment, and I'll make more. So this is, oh yeah. So I have this property over here. We're under contract. 407 North Lorry, under 300, 2,000 square feet, two-story on a nice cul-de-sac. This home next to, so like this is an example. I don't get people like this. Home's been on the market for 550 days. Doesn't even have it listed on the local MLS. But it doesn't matter. He can have it listed on every MLS in the world. This he's at a. I mean, it's a big home, 2,100 square feet for a single story. Ain't nobody paying that. None of these homes are going for over 400, not even close. And they do this because they say like, well, my neighbor sold 3 years ago in COVID for 450. I don't care. He's kept his taxes pretty low too. But here's another one, 364. I didn't get this listing, but I remember I had spoken with the seller. They originally said 425. They're like, I have a pool. I was like, if they would have listed like right around um 400 initially, probably three, then it would have sold right away. Now it's how many days on market? It's 144 days on market. It's stale, and they're down to 364. Um, they've been at 364 for a long time. No, they've been at 364 for a month. They're at 374 for. Okay, they're doing pretty regular ones, but they would have. I'm telling you, they would have made a lot more if they priced right originally. Um, because pools do trade at a premium. Houses with pools, but then 300 days on market. So this is the neighborhood I live, and I obviously, like, I'm invested. I follow the market here really well, but um, advice to people who are real estate investors, if you can get access or to agents, is like pick a neighborhood. The neighborhood you're in is perfect, and just really really follow that market. Like, know every home that's for sale and every home that sells there, and that's how you start to see patterns and get an understanding of the market. So we got a single story at 170 per square foot. This one just listed. This is going to be, you see, I mean, like, it's weird. This could sell a little higher. I don't think they needed to go this low. But it's also not, it should sell right away. Location's not great. Oh, it was back on market. Okay, what under contract? Okay, then that tells me there might be something. I don't know. Well, maybe something on the inspection. Anyway, let's take a look at Tahitian. The Tahitian, I was actually kind of impressed because there's so much uh, inventory, but there's also a lot of sales. So 124 total, and 50 sell. So, I mean, that's pretty good. 120 out of 124 over 90 days, 50 of them sell. This is just residential. We're seeing price per square foot generally in the low 200s. But we're also seeing a huge variety from as low as 171 up to 240. They're generally two stories trade at a lower price per square foot, but there's other factors. 245, 259. So what made these homes sell for a significantly higher price per square foot? Um, well, here for one is the size. So this is on a much larger lot. Usually it's a quarter lot. It's 1.1 acres. Otherwise, home seems pretty ordinary. 2010 build, Tahitian. Nice. It's actually really nice. I love the outdoor area. No pool, but that's pretty beautiful. A lot of nature. Okay, well, that's encouraging. Mm, somewhat. Yeah, I have a unique property like that listed. Uh, 240, 190. Why do you think this went for 190? It's a much older home. That's 1986. It's on half an acre. Actually, nicely renovated. How long did this take? This is on the market 52 days. Nope, it was on previously. Whoa. Well, that's crazy. Unless they did the renovation then. Yeah, this was a flip. Yeah, this was a foreclosure, something like that. Yeah, or they just put it up for a bid, an online auction. Wow, what a weird sales history. Yeah, so I don't know. I find this is the most helpful. There are tools like that the MLS puts out that give you um data, so I can look at trends. So I can look at trends, across the county. Unlock stats, white teeth, some market reports, and I don't know. Sometimes the data seems off to what I pull out of the MLS, but it's. I don't think it'll break down to subdivisions, and that's I think how you. So, getting over this horrible cough for like a month. But I think that's how you really learn a market is by studying subdivisions. a localized market. So studying Riverside Grove, downtown, Tahitian Village has their own entities. So like this would be helpful. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select all the data, and then I'm gonna go to market snapshot. See what stats we give me. So that's essentially the same data. 72 active listings over the trailing quarter. 52 closed. That's interesting. Okay, and this is what I've said. So of the 52 that closed, it's high across the board. No one's bought more than a 4 bedroom. No one's paid above 699. No one's paid above 287 square feet. 287 a square foot. The most it's ever been over is 1.9% over list. Highest active days on market was 233, and highest cumulative days on market, like under multiple agents, was 683 active days. Now, average is 51. Average cumulative is 80. Median is 32. So you'll find price per square foot, the average and the median line up really well. In fact, most of the stats here they do. $395 close price. Yeah, so I'm telling people to list right now around 210 per square foot in Tahitian, which is what the numbers are really showing. Anyway, that's the video for now. Tell me what type of people who are interested in content like this. I enjoy making it. So let me know what type of uh, stats, what type of analysis would you like to see? And I'm more than happy to make videos specifically about that. But the market overall, I think, has been um, pretty strong for for where we're at with interest rates. Um, I mean, you look, we peaked in 2022, 100%. That's when we peaked. We came down about 10% to 2023, and then we went down only, another 2, 3 points, and we're maybe 2 or 3 points down. So across the board in Bastrop, price housing is selling at price per square foot of 253, right? I mean, Tahitian we're saying is around 215. Uh, Riverside Grove is I think back under 200. But across the board, so I'm like that's high. But I'd have to go and pull the stats for the whole county here. I mean, let's do that because I just don't feel like this data is always accurate. And so I'm just saying Bastrop County. I'm going to do 2025 closed. Through today. Don't care about active. Now, am I including uh, mobile homes? Am I including, okay, so 954 sold. Select all. We'll do market snapshot. And see, average close price per square foot is $203, which that's so I'm interested. Unless I'm reading something here wrong. Well, maybe I wasn't just in Bastrop. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Bastrop only. Yeah, their data's are good. I remember seeing this. Okay. So interesting. Well, that's cool. So Austin Metro is 250 per square foot. Bastrop is right around 203. So there. What did we say it comes out to? Okay, 203. That's good. So look, I mean that's fantastic. It's hardly dropped at all. Yeah, same here. About 10%. We're down maybe 15%.